Yes, sir. We're back with another video. Something about that was just, on my mind really because I saw this on Twitter. Had been like a couple hours ago, maybe even yesterday too. But the point is, I saw this on Twitter and I was just blown because, like, how can I say this? I don't understand the conservative pick me mentality because, like, it's just you're dooming yourself to failure if that makes sense. So the tweet I'm talking about, I'll post on the screen. I'll read it out loud right here. The tweet is that this Ray posted: as a man to take out the trash, ask a man to take out the trash, and he just takes out the trash. Ask a wife to get naked, and suddenly it's why? For what? Right now? What do you mean? If wives would just do as they're told, marriages would be undefeated. Now, to me, this is just like the most wildest thing to say. You know what I mean? So, like, yes, I'll say this at the beginning. Yes, in relationships, you're allowed to do what you want, but to a certain degree, there's just things that just, makes no real sense. Like, it's not even to your real benefit. Because, like, now we're equating, and your perspective, you're equating taking out the trash for a guy, like a chore, and a woman giving him sex, or like the same to you. Like, oh, him taking out the trash is the same as me giving sex. I'm like, bro, that's not really the same thing, bro. I feel like when it comes to, hooking up with your wife, especially, that should be like a mutual thing of excitement. Y'all should be like both on go mode. You know what I mean? Like, if some person isn't ready for action, isn't ready to like go for the no pants dance, that's totally okay. And sometimes that's all right. So if your wife is like, hey, I don't really feel like it, that's totally fine. But for them, this right here was just a gossip. Like, there was guys in these comment sections be like, yeah, 100% agree. There was this one guy. I mean, I'll post it on the screen. But what does this one guy say? It's just like, cringe incels love this shit, bro. Like, they just love the idea of, like, a woman rather just being their slave. They just want the woman to be in the house, look pretty, cook and clean, sex when I want sex. So that's what they want. They don't want like a partner or a relationship. They just think that a woman is just their tool for them. That's just like their mentality. And it blows my mind. It's such a skewed way of thinking, if that makes sense. It doesn't make sense. So one guy, he was like, funny thing is, women seem to like being told what to do, especially sexually when they're dating. Wife them, that all changes. It's like this guy just saying outright, like, hey, listen, girls like being told, they like that dominance, but when they get married, all of a sudden that just changed. They don't want to be, dominant anymore. It's just kind of weird. It's just, even now, think about it, like, I'm still like baffled. That's what I'm looking for. Baffled is a good word, because it's a losing battle, because I feel like you're just kind of slowly giving up your rights, low key. Like, you don't all this showmanship to get engagement, because like really this is just like an engagement post, low key. Like, she's just doing this because she knows right wingers, incels are gonna love this so much. Like, oh yes, a woman should give me sex whenever I want sex. I feel like that's just totally valid. If I'm taking out the trash, she needs to drop her panties, bro, immediately. That's just how my wife should act. And I'm like, are you for real right now? Are you actually for real? Because like, going back to the men right now, so I'm gonna go back to the men for a second. Like, most of these guys, I'm willing to bet a lot of money that they haven't been in an actual relationship or haven't even felt like the warmth of a woman for real, for real. They probably kissed a girl back in like middle school. When it comes to being with like actual women, they have little to no experience. And like, your thought process of women just being your tool or not your plaything is just, it's not a good look. It's just a very disgusting, skewed perspective. And then her enabling this and opening up this conversation is just even worse too. And like, the kicker of this to me is like, when it comes to conservative women and conservative men have been like openly talking about how like they prefer liberal women. And it goes back to like the twist mentality of like, they want to dominate and conquer them type deal. Like, oh, liberal woman, if I can make a conservative, that's a win for me. Or like, they just like that very different, eccentric, is that the word we're looking for? Outgoing personality with liberal women, because with conservative women, they're kind of just, stale bred. They're like very basic, cover the water, do whatever you tell them. The conservative men apparently just don't want that. There was like this one TikToker saying like how liberal women, he was like conservative, how liberal women like his guilty pleasure or whatever. It's just like the whole base, that whole base of men. We'll just say they're incels for now. These whole incel group, they're just very foul and skewed, and it's a losing battle for the conservative women, especially who are like, doing like these engagement posts like, hey, yo, look, I'm on your side. I think women should just cook, clean, do it for the man, and be like their servants. It's just like, that's not, that doesn't feel like a real life. I feel like that's just, you just being like a servant to them, and that's not great. Now, granted, overarching thing, if you're married to your wife, and she's like okay with cooking and cleaning, and stuff like that, I think that's kind of fine. But like you, like being on a woman, doing what he says all the time, almost like in this situation, that's not okay. If that makes sense, I'm trying to find like a good example if I can think of a good example. Like your wife should be happy to do things for you. There we go. It shouldn't feel like a chore to them because again, taking out the trash. That's a chore. No one enjoys taking out the trash. It's the trash. It's gross. It's disgusting. No one enjoys doing that. You know what I mean? But you do it anyway because it needs to be done. That's it. So equating something that needs to be done with sex with your wife, like, oh, it's just a chore. If I want it to happen, it just needs to be done. No, it's supposed to be enjoying for both parties. Like I said earlier, if you're on go mode, you're ready for excitement. You're both on that same type of timing. Fantastic, but some days you're just not into it. You're not really into it. You don't really feel like doing it, and that's completely fine. And for people in this conversation to be like, "Ayo," they always come with like 1,000 questions and whatnot. Sometimes I just want sex. Give me my sex. It's just like you're not. It's not guaranteed. You're not owed anything. Just because you're your wife doesn't mean she owes you sex. Doesn't mean you outright that's given for you. You know what I mean? It's still a mutual thing, and so. Circling back fully, probably in the view right here, I think. Your wife isn't supposed to be like your plaything. That is your wife, that's your partner. And like this mentality just is not healthy at all. And like it's just a detriment for you in the long run because again, you just kind of essentially slowly but surely giving up your rights, being like, hey, yo, listen, I'm okay with just being like this figure for you and doing whatever you want. Like if you take out the trash, that's totally fine. I'm okay with just, throwing myself to you in such a degrading way because that's what this is, bro. And again, I'm pretty sure this was just like, is that engagement bait and I said the word? It's just like engagement bait, like just used to get clicks so she could get that side of people on here just to click like her video, like her tweet, we tweet stuff like that because a bunch of guys believe this mentality and it's not it. It's not it at all. But yeah, I had to, Jesus, that was gross. I had to talk about this because like this was just like, it blew my mind. With how many likes does it get too? Yeah, 5,000 likes, 1,000 retweets. It's just like, and almost 1,000 bookmarks. It blew my mind. But the only reason why I saw that tweet was because the original, someone, what was it, replied or posted, saying, I would rather gouge my eyes out than get married. And I'm like, yes, 100%. Like, if this is what y'all think marriage is supposed to be, I wouldn't be for either. No thank you. Like I need my person, my wife, to be her own person as well. Like to have that freedom in that relationship to be happy and be comfortable with what she wants to do. And not feel like everything's supposed to be a chore. Because sex is supposed to be a chore. It's supposed to be something we both enjoy and happy about. You know what I mean? Yes, we have chores, cooking, cleaning, stuff like that. But we're supposed to do it because, that's how a relationship works. We have our own, what's I'm looking for? Our own jobs we need to do. Like, if you're going to be like, it's like the nuclear family type deal where it's like, oh, the man makes the money and stuff like that. Then at that point, you're hoping your wife does cooking and cleaning. Fair trade. If y'all both making money, the husband would do some of the cooking, the wife might do, take care of the kids, stuff like that, balance it out, whatever. But like this family idea of, just the wife just being, again, your servant, that ain't it. That ain't it at all. But yeah. I remember long enough, I had to speak my thoughts about the situation. Hence the name, MCAT. Subscribe button will be right there, by the way. But yeah, that's it for the video. Just want to talk about this because it was just such a wild thing to see. And I'm glad like some people are like calling out saying that this looked kind of retarded. But still, the fact that so many people, 5,000 people like this, and was like, yeah, this is great. I need my wife to be like this for me. It's just... Men we need to step up, bro. Y'all need to step up for real. Like for real, for lock in something. I don't know. Get a girlfriend. You know, learn what it's like to be like with a woman, and have knowing that they have, you know, their own feelings, personalities, stuff like that. I don't know. Y'all need help. But yeah, that's it for the video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. If you did, please like the video and subscribe too. That would be greatly appreciated because I like subscribers, and that just shows me that y'all like the video and mess with your boy. But yeah, that's it for the video, and I'll talk to you later, alright? Be easy.